Hi guys, I hope you're all well. Obviously my name's John and I am the miniature hobbyist. Had this channel for about 5.5 years, which is absolutely nuts. Time has really flown by. And in that time, well, I've got no idea how many miniatures I painted, but it's certainly hundreds, probably thousands, ranging from your normal 32mm scale down to your sort of epic sort of scale, which I'm really getting into at the moment. But every now and then I like throwing in a bigger miniature. It's all called miniatures when they're this big. Who knows? But this is the chap that I've printed and painted today, so I'm going to show you how I've done that. And one of the things I love about YouTube, and I think this is one of the reasons why everyone should get into having a YouTube channel, is after a while companies want to start sending you stuff for you to be able to play with. So this video is sponsored by Anycubic, but as always, anything I say, my own words. As you know, if you've been following my channel for a while now, I don't script videos in any way. I just film myself having fun and then just wing it when it comes to editing. So yeah, they've sent me the Anycubic Photon P1. I love resin printers because it's like being a, well, well, I'm a big kid, but obviously a big kid, and you can make your own toys or print toys at home. It's just awesome. So yeah, new printer. Only just out, I believe, so it's always again fun getting something that isn't sort of readily available, or if it is, it's only just come out. And yeah, there's something a bit special about this one. It's got two vats, so you can do simultaneous printing with different materials, as in different resins, different colours, and all that kind of stuff. So can't wait to get this out and show you more about what it can do. Well, I want to see more about what it can do because I don't know. Like all the printers I've had from Anycubic, yeah, well packaged, nice and secure in there, which is great. So never had any issues of any sort of damages turning up. Obviously, always fun ripping into a new printer, just because it is obviously that it's new, it's exciting. Obviously, in this case, I had to cut the front just because, well, I wanted to get in quicker. So yeah, everything's in there, nice and contained. Obviously, all the resin vats and build plate nicely secured inside a load of foam as well. So this is a case of peeling a few bits off, and there is an exhaust port at the back. Exhaust port? Does that sound right? So yes, if you put, you can attach something there to actually suck away all the bad sort of smells, which is something I do need to really sort of invest in. So yeah, this is one of those straight out of the box, push a button, and this thing's on. It's working. There are test prints that some people do, and some people mess about, sort of readjusting the build plate and all that. But for me, I want a printer that I can literally take out of the box and plug in and start printing. And that's exactly what I did with this machine. So yeah, no test prints here. Obviously on the online little bit there, or the on-screen bit there, push a few buttons, just a bit, obviously makes the build plate go up so you can get the rest of the stuff out. A few more bits to sort of peel off, which I always love peeling off the things off the resin vat. Not too sure why. And it's got the easy release system on this as well, which I absolutely love. So it makes it nice and and easy. One hand can sort of take the build plate off, and the same with the resin vat. Yeah, you got these little paddles that come out rather than the long screws that you have to spend ages screwing in, screwing out. So again, these little things that make 3D printing so much easier and nicer when you get a printer like this, where they really have thought about not just obviously its use, but how easy it is for the operator. And I say the fact that just these things at the side, you just push them in and that's it. It's clamped down and it's not going anywhere. So Anycubic kindly gave me some resin to use as well. Got a nice clear one and a white one. And for what I was thinking I was going to print out, yeah, the clear one is obviously the perfect choice. So I have given us a good shake prior to me sort of showing you this. So you need to give them a good shake. And then in case of just pouring it in. So something I will say about this as well, the resin vat, it's huge. I poured in the whole of this 1 kilogram bottle, and as you'll soon see, there was loads of room left, which is great because obviously this is a decent sized build plate on this, so you can print larger things out, which is obviously what I did. So this means you can put a lot of resin in there, so you're not going to run out, which is just perfect. But so the fact I've used the whole bottle and it's nowhere near the max line. So the other thing I like about this is, well, again, lots of little details on this. This little handle on the front, you don't get this. So you normally have to sort of grab the plastic by the sides with 2 hands to lift it up. So with this, one hand lifts it up and you're not making a mess on the sides. So as I say, I'm going to be printing something rather large. So yeah, no little test prints here. I'm going full on printing something big, taking up most of the build plate. As I say, this is a decent sized build plate. But as you can see, my miniature, oh, say miniature, my large miniature is actually taking up the whole of the size. And the reason for that is, well, I've upscaled it. So this miniature, I'll leave a link down below. It's from Puppets War Miniatures. It's an Orc Tracker Shaman. Just obviously love the look of this. So this is how the normal size of the guy. Decent size, but as you can see, I've made him a lot bigger. So again, the slicer software from Anycubic, yeah, again, real easy to use, nice and simple, not complicated at all. And again, if I can use it, then anyone can use it. So it is a case of I took my little miniature in and then upscaled it. I basically made it as big as I could to fill the whole plate. So I think it's about 400% bigger. I made this thing. So as I say, yeah, I don't really do any of the test prints. I like to go straight in, test the machine out straight away. So sticking the thing on a USB, popping it in the side, obviously locating where it is. I have got this connected via Wi-Fi, but I wanted to use the USB in this instance. Yeah, again, the usual thing, click a few buttons. Really is nice and simple for, well, newbies and any experienced people. Yeah, obviously you'll know these are nice and simple to use, which is just great. And in fact, you'll say I've been using printers now for about 4 years, and I still can't get over the fact I can print miniatures and obviously terrain pieces and all the rest of it in my own home, which is absolutely nuts. So it goes through, it does its own sort of self-leveling, heats up the vat, which is good because obviously the temperatures are dropping now. Not surprisingly, it is December. And then, yeah, away it goes. Obviously, trying to film you sort of showing us how it works, there's not really a lot to see because obviously it just goes up and down. I even sped the footage up and I said I didn't really get to see too much. Although, because I've got the clear resin in there, you'll see in a minute when it's higher up, obviously because it's clear resin, the light shines through, which is pretty cool. Obviously, it has got the protective cover on this printer, so there's no worries about sort of looking at it. You're not going to go blind. Obviously, all the details on the screen, I love. I love the fact that this one actually shows how much resin is in the vat and how much is actually going to be used. Sorry, it doesn't know how much is in there. It shows how much it can be used. So it's going to use 808 milliliters, let's say, of that 1 kilogram I put in. So I know there's just enough resin as well. So I really am sort of testing this out straight out of the bat. There's a little camera inside, and obviously the software, you can look at the workbench. So you can see how it's going, which is great, because if it's in a different room from where you currently sit, you can still watch to make sure everything's working perfectly. And obviously all the details there about what level it's on, how much time it's got left, and all that kind of stuff. So real good information. Absolutely say, loved using the clear resin just to see the lights. So yeah, it's a big print, this one. Did take quite a few hours, but came out perfectly. To say the fact that I didn't do any testing whatsoever, because I never do. I want a machine that I can just plug and play. I don't have to read through stuff or do self-leveling. I don't do any of that. I just want to push a few buttons, and out comes my print. And as I say, I went big. Obviously now I have got my gloves on. For anyone sort of saying, "Oh yeah, you're doing stuff without gloves," it's because I've not touched any resin. Now there's a possibility of me touching resin. But as you can see, the first print, and it's come out fantastic. So the fact that I've gone supersized, yeah, I think another thing now where I rather print out sort of small, almost epic size miniatures. So I'm going really, really smaller or really, really big now. I think it's the old case of variety is the spice of life. So yeah, it is good every now and then to print out something rather large. And as I always say, anything I'm not actually going to be playing with, I do like them to be bigger because then I can just obviously sit them on my desk. So this has been in the wash. It's just now a case of taking off some supports. So all the supports I did in the Anycubic slicer software. Because I upscaled this, if I'd used the normal supports that came with the miniature, they would just be huge. They'd be like tree trunks. So yeah, this is pre-supported, or not pre-supported. This is supported by the slicer software. So again, real easy to use. The fact that it does it all for you, clicking a few buttons. And then, yeah, it goes in the curing station. Obviously, if we had sun, you could just stick this outside and that would do it. But luckily, I have got a wash and cure station. So obviously, I can make full use of those. Again, I love the fact that it's obviously clear resin. It's got a cool kind of look. In fact, I need to already mount this with a light behind. That'd be pretty cool. So stuck him on the base, glued in his hand. Yeah, he's now all ready to paint. So obviously the reason for going for the clear resin is I want to make it look like he's half, because obviously this is kind of like the Predator sort of look. So yeah, I want half of him to be seen and half of him to be, well, almost invisible. Obviously it's not going to be quite invisible because you can kind of see him. But yeah, in case of masking him up. Yeah, masking tape doesn't stick too well because this is a very low tack masking tape. It doesn't stick too well to miniatures. So as you can see, I went with the attitude of more is better. So just kept wrapping it round. But the edges, yeah, they weren't very good because they kept peeling off. And I didn't want to prime him and the paint go underneath. So I've got this kind of, this is weird stuff. This might be blue tack. But this is the worst blue tack I think I've ever had. It's, yeah, it feels pants. It's almost like hard plasticine. But obviously for what I'm doing here, yeah, it'll work. And I've had this blue tack sitting on me in a drawer about the last year because when I first got it, it was like, yeah, that stuff's pants. So primed them in black using a good old Colourforge matte black primer. Well, there's links down below. And before I take the masking tape off, I'm going to do the dry brushing with him just because I don't get on any areas. Well, I don't want it to. So yeah, dry brushing. I say when it comes to bigger miniatures, I do like doing the sort of slap chop style. But when I do the smaller miniatures, especially because I am doing miniatures at a real small scale, yeah, I do then prefer the Zenithal because it's a lot easier. Yeah, this dry brush, it's well used. As you can see, it has been cleaned several times, but all the bristles on it are sort of fraying outwards. Doesn't seem to make any difference in the actual usage though. So if you want a sort of a smoother looking dry brush, always do sort of circular motions. You get a much more sort of say smoother look. But if you want a rougher look, so you can sort of see almost the bristle lines, then just go sort of left to right. So for skin, typically I will sort of do a circular motion for dry brushing just to make it look a bit smoother. But anything like metallic or buildings and stuff, then yeah, when I dry brush, I'll literally just sort of go left to right. And obviously this is where obviously you get to see all the lovely definition in this. So I've printed out quite a few things from Puppets War miniatures to a whole range of awesome looking stuff for kind of like Warhammer games, Kill Team and all the rest of it. But also, yeah, these ones are just nice, fun ones that make great sort of, oh, is it an ornament sit on my desk? I don't know if ornament sounds quite right, but you guys know what I mean. So yeah, because I put so much tape on, yeah, it didn't stick to the miniature very well, but it stuck to itself. So I have sped this footage up because it did take me quite a while, mainly because I didn't obviously want to break the hand that's holding the skull with the sort of the wires that are coming down from it. So now on to the fun bit of proper painting, and yeah, using one of my favourite greens there because I absolutely love this colour. Really nice contrast. It really does sort of go into the nooks and crannies, pools really well, and yeah, and just looks great. So yeah, good old slapshot painting, very simple, very easy. As always, it's kind of thing that I like. Again, I like things to be simple, easy, and basically do all the work for you, which is just great. Yeah, guys, I'm getting on now. I'm getting old. I want things to be simple and easy. And yeah, it's just how I like it. Plus, I do love the end effect on this. Again, my style of painting isn't going to be for everyone. Obviously, this is where when painting, we are all individual. We are going to all have our own sort of likes and all the rest of it. So the green, yeah, as you can see, the green's lovely. Just about see my little kitty cat there. I've got another cat. So I've got Indy, which you've seen in some other videos. And this is his younger brother. This is Malcolm. Yeah, had a few problems trying to think of a name for the cat. So Malcolm is what we went for. He's only about 9 weeks old. But just like Indy, loves getting on my desk, loves having a nose and seeing what I'm doing. Obviously, he's a little bit camera shy at the moment, so he's not coming fully into view. But yeah, I'm sure you'll see him at some time. Luckily, I've not had both of the cats on my desk at the same time because, well, my desk isn't big. Just about enough room for me to paint things, really. But yeah, anyway, waffling on. So my favourite colour is orange. This is Zealot yellow, but it kind of looks more orangey, I think, than a yellow. So I absolutely love that. There's not too many colours on this dude, which is pretty cool. So it didn't take too long at all to paint him. I do keep thinking about getting an airbrush though, because I do like painting. Again, this is where I'm really weird. I really like painting miniatures, and I like painting big miniatures now. So yeah, I think I do need to invest in an airbrush because as much as you can paint these larger things with paint, I'm sure it'll be quicker, faster, and you better get some good results. Well, maybe uh, using an airbrush. So it's something I have tried. I think there's a video out there somewhere on my channel where I did try one once. It is a bit of a learning curve using them. Yes, it didn't come out too bad, but it wasn't that great either. So yeah, that's why I do like speed paints. Although I know you can put speed paints in an air gun. So yeah, I might look into that. So yeah, doing the bronze and the silver here. Obviously, these are just normal sort of matte colours. So I will have to put a wash over the top of these. But yeah, there we go. So nice and simple. Did a bit of blue for his little dreadlocks as well. Painted a couple of wires at the back. But yeah, pretty much job done. So it is just now really a case of getting the wash on any of the areas where I use the, sort of the normal paints, just to give them a bit more contrast, make them a bit more dirty. Because again, this is where my style of painting, I do love sort of more grim dark, more heavily weathered looking things, just so these things don't look like they've just stepped off the production line. I want things to look like they've been used, abused, and seen action in the wars and whatever. So yeah, good old wash, and there we go, job done. So I think this miniature has come out absolutely perfectly. So the Anycubic Photon P1 has done an amazing job. The fact that I didn't do any calibrations, any settings, well, I didn't do anything. I literally took it out of the box, plugged it in, took one of the biggest or sort of models I could find, printed it out, and it's come out absolutely perfect. So guys, there is a link down below. Isn't it an affiliate link? So I get a few pennies back, but it doesn't cost you any more whatsoever. And obviously, it just helps the channel out and makes it more that I can make these kind of videos again and again and again, which I'm absolutely loving. So guys, check out the links down below to the Anycubic Photon P1. Awesome printer, straight out of the box. Great results. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave some comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, all that cool stuff. I'll take care. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye now.